We've got one ditch in there.
Yeah.
We've got another one in here,
Yeah.
which has got our tripod and our picture in.
So you're calling this a tripod now?
Yeah, well, it's got 3 legs. Look, it's got one there, and one underneath. And this is the picture that would have sat on the top of it. What we don't know is whether it's actually sitting in the ditch or whether it's in a much later feature.
And then is there another ditch here?
Well, I'm standing on the natural. Here's another spine, this yellowy stuff. But here, this dark stuff is another ditch running parallel with the others. And they're all heading towards this pile of stones. Now, we've opened this up, and look, we've got an area of clay coming round there.
Phil's also found bits of a crucible, making him think that this could be a furnace for ironworking. The ditch runs under the furnace, so there are at least 2 periods of activity here. Complicated site, isn't it?
It's great.
Just as Mick predicted, this is looking like a site that's got traces of people living here over thousands of years.
Yeah, we need to be able to...
According to Stuart, it's easy to see why. He's been working on a graphic that shows how this landscape looked before it was drained. It shows that Francis's field, on this ridge of higher ground, would have been one of the few dry places to live in this area. Not only that, but Stuart's keen to point out to me that this hill next door was once a very important site. This, apparently, was the site of Skipsea Castle, the centre of the whole of Holderness in medieval times.
But it's actually much more than that. These earthworks here are actually spectacular. I think that actually starts in the early prehistoric period. It's even Neolithic. A huge great mound situated in the bottom of this bog out here. This was one of those meres, one of those lakes, and this would have been a spectacular monument there. Then this big ridge round here is probably an Iron Age enclosure, very close to that earlier monument. And then finally, when the Normans come along, they put their castle on top of that mound and reuse all this as part of their Motte Bailey Castle.
So this was an important strategic site in both prehistoric and medieval times, and it's right next door to us. Suddenly, I'm starting to get excited about the possibilities of what we might find tomorrow.
Hello, my name's John Gator. Time Team is fan-funded by Patreon. This vital support helps us to make new episodes. Joining Patreon gives you access to exclusive interviews, 3D models and masterclasses, plus lots more.